Ziyu's words made Zin mad enough. He pointed to Ziyu, and said angrily, "You will also talk about this at home. Dare to speak out to see if your grandpa scolds you or not." Ziyu took out her cell phone and said with a smile, "Or I am now going to give grandpa a call and tell him again in person. Hurry up and get it down." Zin hurriedly said, "It's all right, I won't talk nonsense with you. Anyway, the horoscope hasn't been written yet. You two hurry up and study the matter of going to Japan, and then set off early." Jufei said quickly, "Let's do this, Dad. This matter is just as Ziyu said. Let's meet the Takahashi family first, and then Ito family, as the departure time of it. I think, try to get earlier. I am now ready to let the crew. What about starting immediately after lunch?" Zin nodded and said, "Okay, you guys ready to seize the time to look at, after lunch, don't leave in a hurry. Go and report to your grandfather first. Tell your grandpa about your plans and ideas. If he doesn't have any comments, you are ready to set off." "Okay, Dad." Jufei agreed, and then hurriedly winked at Ziyu and said, "Ziyu, let's go." Ziyu nodded and followed Jufei out of father's study. As soon as he came out of the study, Jufei blamed, "You girl really owe to Sarah. Why do you want to tell Dad about Sarah?" Ziyu chuckled, and said in a playful tone, "Why don't you mention it? You must have been hiding in your heart. Do you really have to accept your fate and obey the family arrangements in the future?" Jufei sighed and said, "We are from this background, and we have everything we have on the day we were born. The only part of the feeling is that you don't have autonomy. Don't you know that? Why do you still choke those words with Dad?" "I'm happy," Ziyu said wantonly, and then rationalized it. With short hair and a resolute expression, she said, "Anyway, Ziyu's future will never be at the mercy of anyone." Jufei shook his head helplessly. "Okay, I won't talk to you about these meaningless things. This time we are going to Japan. It may take a few days. You can quickly prepare your luggage. After dinner, let's go to Grandpa. Then, we'll be ready to leave after the report." Ziyu hummed, stretched, and said lazily, "Hey, it's too early in the morning. I'll get some sleep when I go back to the room. Come call me." Jufei looked at her back and sighed heavily. "Auntie, I really will take you with me, don't worry. Tokyo, Japan at this moment." Charlie had been lying down on the top terrace of Kobayashi's house all morning. Today, Paul is busy resolving the remaining lengthy legal documents with the local business department in Tokyo. Liang and Ichiro first went to the production base of the company. Although Qin-gang's medicinal materials will not arrive until the evening, Liang still needs to find out about the production base first, and then arrange the work of transferring JXYZN in advance. In this way, after the medicinal materials arrive at night, he can start trial production directly overtime. Therefore, Charlie became the most idle one. So, he sat on the deck chair on the terrace, enjoying the unique scenery and cold wind from 100 meters above Tokyo. Isaac walked over at this time and said respectfully, "Master, if you are idle, shall we go out in the afternoon? Ginza and Shinjuku in Tokyo are very famous." Charlie waved his hand. "I have nothing to do with shopping. You go with Mr. Orville." Isaac smiled and said, "I have something to go shopping with him. The old master, I guess, is holding back his energy and wants to try Japanese special place. Then let him go." Charlie smiled lightly. "That thing is considered legal here, so go if you want." Isaac nodded. If there is nothing wrong in the evening, let him go over and see. At noon, Charlie didn't go anywhere. He is not familiar with Tokyo, and he doesn't have a lot of favor with this particularly prosperous modern city. In contrast, he prefers Eastcliff. The city not only has advanced and prosperous modern high-rise buildings, but also has historical sites with hundreds or even thousands of years of history. The cultural atmosphere is very strong, and the foundation is much stronger than in Tokyo. However, Charlie didn't want to deprive others of the right to go shopping because he was not interested, so he sent Isaac, Orville and others out. The group of people went to the bustling Ginza and Shinjuku for a whole afternoon, and when they came back, everyone had a good harvest, carrying a lot of big and small bags. In the evening, Isaac arranged for everyone to have dinner at a Chinese restaurant opened by one of his staff. After eating, Charlie didn't see anything important, so he said to Isaac and Mr. Orville, "You can move around freely for a while, and you don't have to go around me." Mr. Orville asked hurriedly, "Master, do you have any arrangements for a while?" Charlie thought for a while and said, "I'll go out and walk around by myself." Mr. Orville smiled and asked, "Master, are you going to Fengyue Street? I heard that the girls on Fengyue Street in Japan are very punctual." Charlie waved his hand. "Forget it, I want to go to the University of Tokyo and walk around. You should go to Fengyue Street to enjoy it yourself." "To the University of Tokyo?" Orville asked in surprise. "Master, what are you going to do there?" "It's not your alma mater." Charlie said calmly, "It's nothing, just want to go shopping, you don't have to follow me." Isaac hurriedly said, "Master, do you want me to send you a car?" "No." Charlie waved his hand and said, "After spending a day at Ichiro's house, I want to take a walk."